is there anything that someone using a biocharger can be doing to help with the efficacy? Meditation or just sitting there and, and enjoying it? What can they be doing to improve?
Great points. So meditation, you go deeper, faster,
Mm,
period. And it's kind of answer your question a different way. We believe that having a single intention, thinking a good thoughts, slowing everything down, put your phone in the next room. Because if you don't, the biocharger is going to dial the last number you called 60 times in 60 seconds.
no, that's actually
Just
true. If anyone's listening, they're like, oh, that's a funny joke. No, it may do that. I've tried to
yeah,
take some pictures of the biocharger for my Instagram, and what
yeah,
it does, it starts, spacing out, and the phone just goes a little haywire if it gets close to it, because it's a field around it, right? That's all we're dealing with is fields here, and yeah, so definitely leave your phone away.
yeah, and just let your mind have a little bit of a breather as well. By the way, even if the biocharger wasn't in a room and you did that for 12 minutes a day, you'd be better off. But the other thing is people that do breathing techniques like Wim Hof breathing. That same thing. You go in, it's experientially order of magnitude different than what they experience without it. And once people notice that, they're drawn to it. And then there's folks that like to do yoga, just anything that's good for your body and is quieting is a good thing to do. We got guys in the NFL that sit there and look at a game film with
Mm.
in a biocharger, and they think they've gamed the system because they know just how far away they can be and still see the film, and we're like, no, 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 no. You're short. You're selling yourself short there.
Yeah. And this is where I always see technology bridging that gap between medicine, biohacking, performance optimization. So much of what I've seen here applied to, of course, people that are sick can get them healthy, but applied to people that are healthy can get them even better. And that's the beauty of it. In medicine, we think that these applications are only for sick. And when I sometimes even post things of me doing the biocharger, everything, like, oh, what's wrong with you? Sorry to hear. It's like, no, I feel great. I'm
Yeah,
doing it because I want to feel even better, right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
that's the cool part about it. And I guess that leads to, is there, and JG, maybe you could answer that, because from a subtle energy standpoint, I would imagine there really aren't any counterindications or something is too much. Too much, when I hear subtle energy, it's just not going to be as useful. If you take too much homeopathic, remedy, it really won't do much for you. It only goes to a certain point. It's like telling someone over and over something, you get it, but then you don't have to tell them anymore. So is that true here?
Yeah, I agree. There's that law of diminishing returns that you get with it. So it isn't necessary to use it, 10 times a day. From our experience, two times a day, 3 times a day is more than enough. Although we've been at events where we were around it all day long. We go to these Tony Robbins event where we have 6 biochargers running and there's 1,000 people lined up to ready to use the biocharger. Then, we're there all day, all night with it. But from my experience, there is that law of diminishing returns that you get from it. Uh, you know, and that's partly why we designed it, because there's no need for us to be sitting around 3 or 4 hours a day or 2 hours or an hour a day dealing with it. We like it 15 minutes, and the recipe's done, and you're on your way. So that was part of the idea, was because some of these systems you have to be around it for hours and hours to experience the benefits, and we know a lot of people just don't have that opportunity to do it or want to do it. So this works out really well with it.
Yeah.
And also, to add on what Jim was talking about with that, the intention. We've always talked about the placebo effect. The
Mm-hmm.
placebo effect of the mind, and what we like to do is take advantage of that. So when you have that specific intention with it, you're taking that positive energy that you're creating by the positive thoughts that you are, to apply it to help the healing and sort of take advantage of that placebo effect that science has clearly recognized. So all those little things definitely help in the experience of the biocharger.